Oftentimes in life, I'm burdened with the task of handing over some unpleasant news. You see, back in 2023, Brent Rivera was exposed for faking his content, and after a long time, you'd think that he would have learned his lesson. That's where the bad news comes in. Because bad news, not only is he still faking his content, but worst of all, it's cringe at that. I spent 24 hours with the world's tallest man. Oh, okay. First and foremost, I'm going to just address why this is false and just incorrect. The entire sentence is a lie. We'll break it down as to why, bit by bit by bit. The world's tallest man in history was this man over here. He isn't with us anymore, so it is impossible for Brent to have spent any time with him, so that's a lie. Let's give Brent some lenience and say he meant the tallest man alive. That was this guy over here, who stands at 8'2", which is wrong because in the thumbnail, the guy is advertised as 7'8". It isn't even the guy, it isn't even Sultan, it's a different person, so that's lie number 3. We should have a lie counter over here on the side here, just to see how many times Brent lied. For more context, the individual in the video, his name is Brendan, and he is very tall.
This is America's tallest man, standing at 7'8".
America's tallest man. I thought this was the world's tallest man. Which is it, Brent? Is it the world or is it the country? This is more confusing than King Kazan the Lazard Wazard. Are you in my mind or not?
Standing at 7'8", we're gonna see
the thumbnail said 7'9". Brent,
what it's like for him to live in Tokyo, Japan, one of the most populated cities in the entire world, which means everything is really small here. From the world's smallest apartment to the world's tiniest mall, we're really gonna push his height to the limit.
Everything in Japan is fairly small because, well, over-migration, overpopulation, and the fact that no one in Japan is that tall. Most people in Japan are about 1.75, so it wouldn't make sense to make it a taller, you know.
Brandon, what's your seat number?
24C. Dude, I feel bad for whoever's next to you, Brandon.
Drew!
What?
What's your seat number?
24B. Oh my god.
That part is just cringe. We're just going to skip past it.
As we boarded the plane, it was like Brendan was a celebrity. People were staring, asking for pictures, and we even met the flight crew. A regular seat was too small for him, so they had to give him an entire row. Being Brendan's height comes with many struggles.
What makes no sense to me is why would they need to put him in diagonal? He is diagonal, right? Why would it make sense for him to be offered vertical seats or horizontal seats? Why?
All right, so we finally made it to Japan. Oh, so how are we gonna get there? Taxi?
He's not gonna fit in a taxi.
What else are we gonna do? Let's try. Taxi?
Oh god, this is gonna be fun.
I guess we'll find out.
All right, we got ourselves a taxi.
Moment of truth. Will Brendan fit? We'll see.
Okay, it's not looking good, folks.
I don't know if we can shut the door like that.
They go to Japan and they find the airport. The guy can't fit in the taxi. He just pushes his legs further inside the car just to really trick the kids, because that's what his audience consists of, mostly children. They eventually find a subway train where, of course, he can't fit in.
Is through Metro, so I have the map, and we're gonna have to take a train there.
Drew, this map is in Japanese.
Yeah,
Do you speak Japanese?
I thought that maybe one of you guys could.
This is really hard to record. Brent is just... Brent, I'm suffering here. I would literally rather die than continue making this video, honestly. We're now at some hotel alley where he can't find the hotel that he had booked. Bearing in mind that he knows where the hotel was booked because he booked it.
Tokyo is so small.
We're almost there.
He is literally a celebrity here.
All right, here we go.
Look at this.
I think that's a good idea.
And to our surprise, we were lost once again.
Drew, I think we're lost.
We're not. No, we're literally right here.
Bro, we're going in circles.
And they're babbling on saying we can't read the map, it's in Japanese, when they could easily go and find a tour guide who can speak English, because those people exist, and they don't think to use those cell phones to find the hotel's name and walk from there or take a bus or taxi over there. They're just trying to milk them. Listen, you guys remember back in the beginning of the story where we couldn't find Dom? Dom was missing. Here he is, Dom, and he's here with what I'm assuming was supposed to be a Japanese surrogate, because she has a boyfriend, and just watch.
People get lonely, you can rent a girlfriend. So meet Yukiko.
How did you even find out that you could do that?
I'm kind of lonely.
Probably talking about some surrogacy place like Soapland or somewhere. The part that bothers me the most is the Japanese lady, you know, she gets told, can you help us with the map? And she points and says, over there. How would she have known where the hotel is if she had, one, not known where the hotel's location was to begin with? She was told this beforehand. And secondly, this was not rehearsed. It's not. Why is the screen frozen? So it's in the location, just bear with me, please.
Who's Japan's newest celebrity? Have you seen Brendan anywhere?
No, I have not.
You see, I felt like I'm watching Dora the Explorer here. Have you seen Brendan? Nigga, he's behind you. And they find him. Are you Justin Bieber?
It feels like I'm walking with Justin Bieber.
I had to rewatch the rest of the video, and in true Brent fashion, he points out the obvious a lot.
These are rainbow grilled cheeses.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like, these are grilled cheese sandwiches. Really? I thought it was June. They find the hotel and they're sleeping in these capsule things.
Are these capsules?
I just said they are.
Finn, that's all they had. It was this or the street. You could have told us that we're gonna be sleeping in capsules.
That sentence was a lie. We'll keep that in mind. It'll make sense later on. But for now, in this first hotel, they argue to see if Brendan can fit inside the capsule. Well, he essentially can, minus his feet. Now, the Japanese girl recommends that they go to her boyfriend's hotel because her boyfriend's on a business trip, and this desperate guy just gets a hissy fit, but that isn't the important part.
You guys can't stay at my boyfriend's apartment.
Damn, that's sad. Anyway.
It's a little on the smaller side.
I can touch both sides of the walls.
Guys, stop complaining. She's nice enough to let us stay here. You did good, babe.
I'm surprised we all fit in here.
This is way better than the capsule hotel.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. We actually can stand up in this one.
I thought this was supposed to be a 2-story.
I can see the second story.
Oh my god.
No way.
I'm gonna play that part one more time, but this time, I want you to pay very close attention to Drew. I mean, every move he makes, every mannerism, every gimmick he makes, I want you to watch Drew very carefully.
I can touch both sides of the walls.
Guys, stop complaining. She's nice enough to let us stay here. You did good, babe.
I'm surprised we all fit in here.
This is way better than the capsule hotel.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. We actually can stand up in this one.
I thought this was supposed to be a 2-story.
I can see the second story.
Oh my god.
No way.
If you didn't catch that, don't worry. Let me break it down. They walk into the apartment/hotel, and everybody is on about how small everything is, but then Drew says this.
I thought this was supposed to be a 2-story.
I can see the second story.
He thought it was a double story. But when you rewind the footage, you can clearly see Drew looking up at the second story multiple times. And there was no excuse for him not knowing, because courtesy of the B-roll footage, as well as Drew essentially self-snitching, you can see a ladder leading straight up to the second floor as you walk into the apartment. But leading back to the question, why would he even ask that? Because the Japanese lady made no mention of the apartment being a double story, or even a single story, unless they've been here before. Because Drew looking up multiple times and then thinking that it was a double story, it doesn't add up.
We found a sushi bar, but the restaurant was so...
Instead, his brother's apartment for a week. A week? Don't worry. We'll get back to that.
So we met up with his brother and he showed us to his apartment. This time a little bigger than the last one, but it lacked one thing.
Where's the bed?
It's right in front of you.
Oh, we're gonna sleep on the ground?
Yeah, on the ground.
Oh, precious Brent's crew's too righteous to sleep on the floor. You know, these people are so divorced from reality. They're so out of touch with other people's existence.
Drew is asleep.
Is this how we do it? We just go like this?
Is it comfortable?
No.
I want you to look very, very carefully at this bedroom. I know my observations are pretty scattered right now, but don't worry, they'll come together really nicely later on. Now, credit where credit is due, they do give Brendan a camera to help him with his YouTube channel, so I guess it's not all bad, but most of it is. So now, the cooks. I want you to pay very close attention to these three places, the three places that they've gone to in the entire video. Let's start with the capsules one. First and foremost, there's no way in hell that they walked into the hotel and just said, this is the place we want to stay in, and then not stay in that place, because the place where they stay at the end isn't where they started. Firstly, you cannot book a hotel for less than a day. Bear in mind, you won't even be allowed into the premises without having a room or multiple rooms booked. Secondly, would it make any sense for Brent to book a hotel? Brent would not neglect a room that he has booked. We'll say Brent, because this whole thing falls onto him. Would it make sense for Drew to book a room and then suddenly not stay in that room? That makes no sense. What a waste of money. Thirdly, the best conclusion I could come up with was that Brent paid for these rooms and this whole thing, these whole engagements were pre-rehearsed. Because how can the Japanese lady know where to point if she didn't know where the hotel was? Because if Brent didn't know where the hotel was, if Drew didn't know where the hotel was, then how could she, unless she knew? Pre-rehearsed. At the end of the video, Brent says that after we've settled in,
After we got settled in, we decided to go to one of the smallest malls in all of Japan.
this wasn't the place that they had settled in for the night, or at least that night. Meaning that they might have spent a lot more than 24 hours in Japan than they say in the title. I can prove this because going back to the beginning of the video, 9 seconds in, look at this room over here. This is not the first hotel or the second and third apartment. Where is this, Brent? Where is it? This isn't any of the rooms you had booked prior before. But we can tell this was a different day because Brent is wearing different clothes, meaning that they didn't spend 24 hours with Brendan, they spent multiple days. If you include the flight time between New York, given the benefit of the doubt, New York, Los Angeles to Japan, that's between 11 and 13 hours. That's already half the day gone, plus minus. Giving into the fact that they're also in different clothing in this frame over here, you conclude that they've spent more than 81 hours in Japan. Brent isn't just a cringe creator, he's also a liar. Why do you lie? Brent, why? Just tell us why. It wouldn't matter if you had rehearsed or faked your content, but time and time again, you've been in denial of the content you make being fake. You say no, it's real. I don't think so after all of this. Nah, this can't be. Oh, this was hard to watch. This video was even harder to put together. So share this with as many people as you can to get the truth out there. You know, I suffered enough. You know, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, bye. I spent 81 days with the world's tallest man.